What's poppin' T Squad? It's me, Keisha, and I'm here with tonight's All T All Shade Basketball Wives Season 10, Episode 6 review. Tomorrow, you guys, is the teaser episode of Sharita and I's upcoming podcast. It started with Wanda. We discuss everything from the Real Housewives of Potomac to online dating to Love and Marriage Huntsville and so much more. It is so hilarious. You get to really see more in-depth look into my life and into one of my best friends' life. It airs tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central Time on my channel. I can't wait for you guys to listen to it and get your feedback. Also, this Thursday, my lookbook video for my 5-piece collection collaboration with Pretty Girl Parlor Curvy Teak will be debuting at 6 p.m. Central Time on the Color Me Pynk channel. I'll be breaking down all 5 looks that I curated for summer. I got us together for summertime plus size girls. We gonna be snatched and giving all of the fashions and fever. The collection will drop this Friday at prettygirlparlor.com. I have a discount code for you guys. I cannot wait for you all to see the collection. Now let's get into tonight's review. The episode starts off with British visiting Angel at Angel's store, and Angel is doing tour looks for Megan Thee Stallion's tour, which is a great look and achievement for her. So congratulations to Angel. They discuss Jackie and how Jackie loves to meddle in other people's relationships and how she needs to mind her own goddamn business because she be doing too much and shit ends up popping off every time she gets involved. Now, British goes on to say that, she's used to Jackie, so she knows how to laugh Jackie off, but everybody ain't used to that type of, behavior and interference in their relationship. British also goes on to say that her and Lorenzo are doing a really good job at this moment of co-parenting, especially now that he's ended his domestic relationship, aka marriage, that she had no idea about. Child, you can't make this shit up. This is some Young and the Restless, As the World Turns, Days of Our Lives bullshit. So then we see Duffy at home winding down for the night. And Duffy, I have to say, looked really pretty with that long curly hair. She looked really cute, even though she looked like Miss Piggy. And that's a compliment because Miss Piggy is the shit. She looked really pretty. So her dude, Iman, is there and they sit down on the bed and they talk. And she tells him that she came up with the perfect name for Brandi's brand or cookbook, which would be Maximum Flavor. And I really did think that was a great name because Brandi's full name is Brandi Maxille. So I was like, oh, I think that's really, really cute and really, really dope. So Duffy then goes on to tell Iman about what Rockstar said, regarding the fact that he'll air her out and make her man leave her if she continued to talk about his relationship. And Iman was like, Rockstar need to stay out of the girl's situation, and basically it was whatever to him. Like, he didn't really give a fuck about what he was talking about. And Duffy was like, people been accusing me of fucking around for years with French and this guy, that guy. Iman know what it is. He knows my heart or whatever. I don't know. It's like a part of me believes her, but it's just something about the look in Duffy's eyes that gives me nervousness. Like she has maybe done something in the past, slipped up or did something because it's just a little shift in them eyes that be making me think like, have you fucked around on this man? So Iman ends up bringing up her quitting DJing again because he's a sports agent. He has this ideal in his mind about having a traditional family, a traditional relationship where the wife is at home taking care of the family. And Duffy was like, this will be my last DJing gig with French, but that does not mean that I'm just not going to work. I'm going to find me a different job or whatever. And I think what would be a good compromise, if that's what she's going to do, would be to find a radio job. What's the biggest radio station in LA? Try to get a radio job where she has her own hour or two every day. That way she can still be in town. She can still work. And anytime any like rappers or whomever come to the city, she can DJ for them or have a find a residency at somebody's, nightclub. That way she can still be at home. There's ways around it where she can still keep her career and build her brand, just not being on the road all the time. Because I would not personally give up my whole entire career for no man, because y'all not married. Or are they married? I don't even remember if they're married or not. But regardless, a woman needs her own coins. If you need if it ever comes a time where you got to pick up the fucking go, like Carisha said on Carisha Please, when I'm ready to get the fuck out, I'm gone. And every woman needs to have that I'm gone bag stashed away. So Jackie, Jen, and Malaysia do aerial yoga, and after class, Jackie says that she didn't appreciate how the girls were trying to twist her words and make it seem like she was trying to be malicious when it came to Angel. And for once, I actually believe Jackie, that I don't think that she was trying to be malicious and start no shit. Jackie also goes on to say that she's tired of sweeping shit under the rug. Everybody needs to get their issues out on the table. And so Jackie invites the girls to come to her podcast and says that Malaysia will be the guest of honor. And Malaysia's like, you know what? In the past, I would try to ignore stuff and sweep stuff under the rug, but I do have some things I want to address. So she's down for it, because at this point, she says she wants to move forward. And I guess, she's tired of all the bickering and the fighting. And everybody should be at this point, because what they're arguing and fighting over is a bunch of dumb shit. So we then see Brandi and Jackie and Noria. I think that's how you pronounce the girl name. They go shopping for some microphones for Jackie's podcast, and Malaysia comes up, and Brandi starts to cry because she says that, she misses her and she hates the way that things are now between them. And I feel like they could rekindle their friendship if they're just open and honest with each other about the fact that feelings are hurt. Instead of expressing their feelings with anger, lead from their heart and stop being so confrontational and ready for a fight. So we then see Angel at her house, and she tells her oldest, or her son, that she and Rock decided that the baby's crib will be in his room. And he was like, I ain't leaving my room. Like, I don't know what the fuck you thought, but this is my room. I'm keeping my room. I even let the baby sleep in here with me before I leave this room. And she was like, you don't want to go into the guest room or the room downstairs? And he was like, no, I don't. My room is bigger. She was like, well, what about the guest house? And he was like, no, I don't want to move in no guest house. And I'm looking at her like, why would you allow a teenage boy to move into a guest house by himself? Why would you even allow that? Not to say that she wouldn't have cameras or something in there, but that boy can be up playing games, talking on the phone, not doing what he's supposed to do because he got all this freedom of living this life like he got his own place. Absolutely the fuck not. And I don't understand why the idea of the baby being in her room wouldn't be the first choice. And how is Rock making decisions about what y'all gonna do in your house and he ain't your husband? Child, you newfangled chicks. Child. So her son, like I said, feels some type of way about the whole situation. And he basically ends up telling her that he doesn't want her to just focus on the little kids, but him too. Like, even though I'm the oldest, I'm still your child and I still need you to focus on me. He was like, I would like for you to come to my games more and all of this stuff. And he reminds her, like, you're the only parent I have, because his father, passed away. And Angel starts to cry because she feels bad because she does work a lot and, focuses more on that than anything. And she agrees to not neglect how he feels. And, she just burst out crying. And one thing I can say about Angel is that she seems like a good-hearted person that don't mean no harm to nobody. And she's trying her best. But it's all about balance and delegating. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, as a career woman myself, I had to learn how to prioritize home and career. And there is a balance that can be struck. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard, but there is a balance that can be met, especially when you're a single mom raising a child. So that was a really touching scene. So then it's the day of the podcast. Nia actually comes. She hasn't been around the girls since the baby shower, and she brings a cheesecake as a peace offering. Like a cheesecake, girl, really? I would have ate it. But I mean, Jesus. So when she walks in, Brooke mean mug her because Brooke still don't see it for her at all. And the podcast starts and Malaysia arrives late and Brandi looking at her like this bitch ain't got no regard for nobody. Malaysia sits down and starts her, interview with Jackie. And she said that, in her relationship with Gennaro, that once he transitioned from playing basketball to being a coach, it was a really big transition for him, and he kind of lost himself, and that he would take it out on her and become like a punching bag, and that was like a really big problem for their relationship. And when she's talking about her relationship with Gennaro, Brandi says that she was sitting there thinking like, I've heard all these stories from her before. We used to sit up on the phone and talk all day and night. I'll be in the bed with my husband talking to her, and it makes her remember how much she misses Malaysia and their friendship. And if she just came to her with that, they would be able to talk, you know what I'm saying? Instead of her being on some rah, rah, rah WWE type shit. I'm like, girl, calm down. You are not Brock Lesnar. You are not Booker T. Calm down. Be a lady. So, Brooke feels like after hearing Malaysia speak that this could be a girl that she actually would like to get to know. Duffy at this point, after hearing the lady speak, is starting to worry about retiring. You know what I'm saying? Because she was like, it's so many women that, are stay-at-home moms and wives, and then they get a divorce and they're left with nothing, and she doesn't want to be placed in that position. And I 100% agree. So then British gets up and does her interview, and she talks about how when Lorenzo stopped playing basketball overseas, she was trying to help him, figure out what his next move would be. And she was like, she told him, you like to exercise, why don't you become a trainer? She was like, but then the problem with that is the women that he was training, he started to fuck, and everybody like, oh my God. She was like, look, y'all want me to tell the truth or you want me to lie? But she also goes on to say how her and Lorenzo went through so much during their time together, how he was there for her when her father died, and she tears up and starts to cry, and the other ladies start to cry and stuff. And it's a touching moment to see all these women who have gone through similar stories be able to relate to one another on the relationship accord of dating a celebrity or a basketball player. So Angel then tells her son that she decided that he can keep his room and that the baby will be in the wrong room with her and Rock, which was the obvious decision in the first place. So we then see British go over to Brandi's house to chit chat and eat. And Brandi sits down with her and says that, she sees that she still misses Lorenzo. British admits that when she left Lorenzo, that she didn't leave to leave forever, but for him to appreciate her. And obviously that didn't work. And it wouldn't work because you're playing games. You know what I'm saying? It's either you're going to leave because it's what you're going to do and that's how you feel, not to play games to see how he's going to react and see if he's going to come crawling. And that didn't happen. I mean, he said he want to be with her, but the behavior still hasn't changed any. So Brandi then goes on to say that, you got to basically do what you want to do, because it was so many people that was telling her to leave her husband, Jason. And British was like, how were you able to get past the cheating? And she was like, it was really hard and everything. But, they went through counseling and everything. And after that, they were able to, mend things. But she also says that there's just so much about Jason that people don't know, like how he was there for her when she had cancer, and how he was just so attentive to her, and how when she shaved her head, he shaved his head. And all of that is great. All of that is admirable. I will never take that away from that man. For the OGT squad members, they know that I've had two major illnesses. One was back in 2013 where I had to have emergency surgery because I had diverticulitis, and that means that I developed a polyp on my intestine and it popped. And so they had to do emergency surgery to repair my intestines, which resulted in me having a colostomy bag for 6 months. I also found out via that surgery that my ovaries were the size of tennis balls. And I had to get tested for cancer back then. Found out I had dermoid cysts, and they didn't know if they would be able to salvage my ovaries until they went in to do surgery. So at the age of 31, I had a colostomy bag for 6 months. I then had a reversal surgery after 6 months. And during that reversal surgery, after the reversal of the colostomy bag, we had the OBGYN come in and do the surgery on my ovaries, only to find out that they weren't able to salvage them, and I had to have a partial hysterectomy at 31. Now, during this time when I had my colostomy bag for 6 months, I was in a very serious relationship, had been with this person for 5.5 years, and he was there for me every step of the way when I was going through my illness. Because mind you, I was bedridden for months. I couldn't take care of myself, couldn't bathe myself, couldn't walk up and down the steps without having assistance because they had to split my stomach open when they had to open me up for surgery. It was a lot. And like I said, this person was there for me 100%. And I would never take that away from him. But outside of that, we had a horrible, toxic relationship. That's just like me saying, oh, he was there for me when I was sick, so that's why I'm going to stay in this. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's great that he was there for you when you had cancer, but this man got on national television and admitting to having sex with like 300 women on you while y'all been married. Let that sink into your brain and into your system. That's all I got to say about that, girl. Okay. So we then see British FaceTime her daughter, who's back in St. Louis where I live. And she asks to speak to Lorenzo one-on-one. And she confronts him about allowing his little new girlfriend to post their daughter Dash on her Instagram page. Now, mind you, she says they just started dating. She don't even know this girl, ain't never met this girl. So what made her even think that it would be okay to post her child? And I 100% agree with her. I don't know you. Y'all ain't even been together 5 minutes. I've never met you, girl. That's my child. Girl, what is you doing? And so Lorenzo was like, as soon as you said something, I told her and she took it down. Well, first of all, she shouldn't have been the one to have to say something. You shouldn't have allowed the shit to happen in the first place. So he then get to defending himself saying, I I run my house differently than you do, and can't nobody tell me what to do. And boy, shut the fuck up. And she get to going off and she was like, you are a damn near 40-year-old man. And you sound stupid. You should know better at this point. Like, you should honestly know better. And she was like, you are a fucked up individual. Fuck you. And she hung up on him. And I agreed with British 100%. 100%, because if the roles are reversed and she posted some nigga she was fucking around with posted their daughter, that man to have a goddamn conniption. So boy, stop. And at the very end of the episode, the producers and all of the behind the scenes help, guys or whatever, women are preparing for one of the confessionals, and that confessional date is for Brandi. Brandi ends up calling the producer and letting him know that she can't come because the doctors told her that she needs to get to the hospital immediately because they think that her cancer might be coming back, and we're left off on a cliffhanger. And I hope and pray that wasn't the case for her. You know what I'm saying? Because, me being a survivor of breast cancer and coming up on my 1 year, I don't even want to say anniversary, but date of me being diagnosed, coming up on my first mammogram since, radiation. That's scary. It's always in the back of your mind of what if it comes back? You know what I'm saying? So I feel for her 100%. And I pray that the results came back negative and she's okay. But if that didn't do anything, it should have shown her that this petty ass shit that me and Malaysia are arguing about is minuscule in the bigger scheme of things. And that time waits for no man, and tomorrow is not promised for anybody. So love on the people that love on you and try to salvage relationships that deserve to be salvaged. Okay, you guys, that is my review of Basketball Wives. Let me know down below in the comment section what you all thought of tonight's episode. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.